Noida and Greater Noida. These are two markets that have seen unprecedented growth and boom over last couple of years. Especially post-pandemic, we have seen huge uptick in supply of a certain class of real estate projects as well as massive demand turns for those. These two markets, which were called the poor cousins of other micro markets of Delhi, namely Gurgaon, have come of age now. They are finding their own prices, they are getting their own sets of supplies, and investors as well as end buyers, end users are now coming in massive numbers in these two markets to invest here. Of course, there are a lot of other factors that are also driving this, assisting this entire phase. Massive infrastructural push by the government, including Jewar Airport, the extension of metro line, the FNG expressway, and so on and so forth. All these things are adding to the development of these two micro markets, which is leading to this surge. Today, we are going to discuss the phenomena of Noida and Greater Noida, the emergence of these two cities, what is leading to this emergence, what is leading to this growth, and what does the future hold for you as an investor or as a buyer. Of course, we'll try to cover both residential and commercial aspect of real estates over here and get perspectives from our panelists. To discuss this, we have got a stellar panel and I shall introduce them to you very soon. Namaskar, I'm Prasun Kumar and you're watching this new episode of the Property Show on MBTV, world's largest real estate online channel. So to begin with, let me start the panel today and introduce the panel today so that we start the discussion. In studios, we have got Mr. Piyush Lohia, who's director at Lohia World Space. They have just entered the business of real estate. They have a diversified business portfolio and we shall have his perspective. We have got Mr. Deepak Kapoor joining us, who's director at Gulshan Group. Gulshan is not a name to be introduced. It's one of the largest and oldest developers of Delhi-NCR, especially in the Noida, Ghaziabad region. And we have got Mr. Sagar Gupta. Mr. Sagar Gupta is director and head of sales at TRG Group, which is a developer based out of Delhi-NCR. Now, let me begin this conversation with Mr. Kapoor, you first. This emergence of this belt of Noida and Greater Noida and the action that we are seeing now in this belt over last 3-4 years. What is your take? What really turned the table around? Because these two areas were lagging in terms of the kind of action that was seen in Gurugram or other parts of Delhi NCR. What has led to this and what are some of the underlying factors that you have seen?
Well, I would say that thank you very much for inviting me to this show. The demand has increased post-COVID. So what has happened is before COVID, the market was very slow and we were all expecting there has to be an increase because for so many years, the market was very steady and static. There was no increase. So post-COVID, we saw that the demand surged because most of the population have seen that during the COVID, there's a need for upgrading your house. The male community enjoyed the house only during the COVID period. Otherwise, most of the time we are out in the morning and we come back late at night from the work. So this transition shifted the concentration on housing demand and the housing demand surge. Everybody was looking out for a apartment which is little better size than what one is possessing. A 3-bedroom, an occupier was looking for a 4-bedroom and 4-bedroom occupier was looking for a 5-bedroom apartment. So post-COVID, there was a surge which we all felt expected and the demand arrived in the market. So Noida predominantly and Greater Noida captured this surge because the rates were in the very mid segment and there was a scope for incremental growth in terms of pricing and in terms of sales as well. So the market appreciated that mid-segment level and there are very few key factors which resulted in the buoyancy or the buoyant price rise and the sales potential in Noida and Greater Noida. Some of the items are great infrastructure. When you see Delhi NCR, Noida and Greater Noida enjoys a great infrastructure in terms of roads, bridges, in terms of connectivity. You will find a great green cover in Noida and Greater Noida, unseen in any city across India. Then you see that coming of Jewar Airport was a catalyst in increasing the demand of this area. Then a lot of companies from ITS sector as well as the commercial real estate, they found that this side of the infrastructure offers great connectivity, not only because of the airport, but also metro connectivity and road connectivity. So that subdued township of Noida saw the emergence of a new power center, and that is why the consumer shifted their base from other areas of NCR towards Noida and Greater Noida, and hence the surge in pricing as well as the sales potential.
Okay, all right. सागर, आपका भी पर्सपेक्टिव जानना चाहेंगे कि आप भी यू हैव बीन बिल्डिंग इन नोएडा ग्रेटर नोएडा एरिया, आपने क्या ट्रेंड देखा है? आपके पर्सपेक्टिव से डिमांड में जो सर्ज हुआ है या जिस तरह की सप्लाई आ रही है, उसके पीछे आपके हिसाब से क्या रीजंस हैं?
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग। सर्ज बिल्कुल 2020 के बाद, जैसे कपूर साहब कह रहे थे कि 2020 के बाद हम लोगों ने एक सर्च देखी है मार्केट के अंदर, वो बिल्कुल सही है। इट्स अ लॉन्ग पेंडिंग सर्च। ये हम लोग 2012-2014 की मार्केट से देख रहे हैं। लोग आज के टाइम में 2020 के बाद की मार्केट को आइडियलाइज कर रहे हैं। हम लोग 2010-2012 की मार्केट से अगर आइडियलाइजेशन देखते हैं, रेट्स हैव बीन स्टैग्नेंट फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम। 7-8 साल तक रेट आपके वहीं पे स्टैग्नेंट रहे थे। 2020 के बाद आपकी जितनी नोएडा के अंदर डेवलपमेंट आई है, इसका एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर हम रेरा को भी बोलेंगे कि जो एक अनसर्टेनिटी कहीं ना कहीं लोगों के दिमाग में रहती थी अबाउट द बिल्डर्स, वो एक अनसर्टेनिटी रेरा ने कहीं ना कहीं खत्म करी है अपने पॉलिसीज को इस तरीके से ड्राइव करके, जो कि एक सेटिस्फेक्शन बायर्स के दिमाग पे दे पा रहा है आज के टाइम में। एक नया बिल्डर भी अगर मार्केट में आता है तो उसकी एक क्रेडिबिलिटी जो है उसके साथ रेरा जुड़ा होने की वजह से क्लाइंट्स को एक भरोसा मिलता है कि मेरी चीज मेरे को टाइमली मिल जाएगी। टाइमली मिल जाएगी इज वन थिंग। सेकंड थिंग कि जो वो एप्रिसिएशन आज के टाइम में हम देख रहे हैं, दैट्स एन एक्चुअल एप्रिसिएशन। जो रेट 3-4 हजार रुपए के हुए करते थे पर स्क्वायर फीट के, आज को हम लोग 10,000 12,000 रुपए के देख रहे हैं। उसमें कहीं ना कहीं एक बहुत बड़े लेवल पे एक्चुअलिटी भी है। द प्राइजेस ऑफ रेट्स ऑफ लैंड हैव गॉन अप, वो इंक्रीज हो चुका। पहले हम लोग जो जमीन आज से 50,000 रुपए 60,000 रुपए पर स्क्वायर फीट कहते थे, आज हम लोग वो जमीनें 1.5 लाख 2 लाख 2.5 लाख रुपए तक के मतलब एप्रिसिएशन में जा चुके हैं, मल्टीफोल्ड्स में बढ़ चुकी हैं आपकी। कंस्ट्रक्शन जो आपकी पहले एक अलग रेट्स पे होती थी, उनके आज के टाइम में रेट्स बिल्कुल डिफर हो चुके हैं। हम लोग ये कहते हैं पिछले 4-5 साल के अंदर रेट्स ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन हैव गॉन अप टू 70-80 एंड टिल 100% आपके इंक्रीमेंट्स हैं उनके रेटों में, कई आपकी चीजों में। तो वो जो रेट बढ़े हैं वो अब नीचे जाने के लिए नहीं बढ़े, वो रेट आपके अब बढ़ चुके हैं। वो एक्चुअलिटी है इस मार्केट की आज के टाइम में।
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि प्राइस डिस्कवरी जो हो रही है अब, दिस इज द रियल लेवल एट विच दिस मार्केट शुड प्ले। कंप्लीटली। सो देयर आर मेनी अदर फैक्टर्स दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस। अब पैनल पे हम लोग हैं तो हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे, बट हाँ, देयर आर सम ऑफ द फैक्टर्स जो मुझे लगते हैं कि हैं। और बाकी जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट है, आईटी का बूम है, जो प्लानिंग जितनी, हमेशा से हम लोग नोएडा को एक प्लान्ड सिटी बोलते थे। ग्रेटर नोएडा को हमने हमेशा प्लान्ड सिटी बोला है। हमको और जगहों को वो प्रिविलेजेस नहीं दे पाए जो हमारे बड़े थे, बीट दिल्ली और बीट गुड़गांव और एनीवेयर। बट हाँ, नोएडा और ग्रेटर नोएडा के अंदर एक हमेशा एक प्लानिंग की प्रिविलेज थी। तो वो प्रिविलेज ऑब्वियसली कहीं ना कहीं लेटर ऑन स्टेजेस पे दिखनी थी। आज हम उन चीजों को देखते हैं, इतनी वाइड रोड्स हैं, कोई भी अगर छोटा सा आपको रोड के अंदर पैच दिखाई देता है तो उस पैच के ऊपर अगले दिन आपको वर्किंग करी हुई मिल जाएगी। आपको मतलब रोड्स के ऊपर बम्प्स नहीं मिलेंगे, चौड़ी रोड मिलेगी, प्लान्ड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। तो ये सब चीजें हम लोग देख रहे हैं नोएडा के अंदर, इट्स ऑलवेज देयर। और थैंक गॉड वो अब आज के टाइम में फुलफिलमेंट में कहीं ना कहीं आ रही है। ओके, ऑलराइट। Piyush, what the two panelists are telling us is infrastructure development actually has led to a lot of fillip, has given a lot of fillip to this micro market, and that has, now that you are looking at real estate, as you look at this market, how do you see this entire boom that is happening in real estate right now?
I think I'll continue adding on to what they were saying. First of all, UP का जो पूरा image है, I think there's a huge change in what how UP has been looked at.
Right.
And thanks to the government, which has actively encouraged industrialization in the EDA with the announcement of new industrial park.
Development,
I
yes.
think so. There are a lot of new players which are coming in. Additionally, there are people who are moving from across UP towards the Noida side. So that's another kind of demand which is coming in because of the industrialization. Simultaneously, I feel there is a lot of confidence on the customer because all the stalled projects that were there, they have been gone into redevelopment again.
Yes.
So in turn, that's boosting the confidence of the customer as well, and in turn resulting in a higher price point also. I think one of the another aspect is the pricing has increased like throughout the chain. So whether it's land, whether it is material that have been put in the buildings. So all of that has also increased considerably.
Sure.
That has also impacted. There's a value realization
Sure.
by the developer as well. So the input cost, मतलब कपूर साहब बहुत अच्छे से बता पाएंगे उसको कि जो input cost है वो भी बहुत considerably increase हुई है because the customer expectation has changed drastically. So I think all of those aspects have resulted in a higher price point. And अब developer अच्छा बनाना चाहता है. I think that's another realization which has happened over the course of time. So overall value proposition is something that customer is looking at.
Okay. So Mr. Kapoor, this entire rewriting of the playbook of sorts that has happened, where you are seeing a lot of action in premium and luxury segment, right? And Noida has discovered what Sagar was saying and what Piyush is also saying, a certain price point which was unthinkable, till about few years ago, right? So this entire phenomena, this entire consumer, demand that is coming for premium and luxury, and this is sustained. It's not a blip, right? It's been there, and there's robust demand for this. How are you seeing this really? Is it something that is going to stay? Is it something that is going to redefine Noida skyline now, the way Gurugram has happened over a period of time? Or do you still see Noida having a mix of offerings from a supply point of view, even for affordable or mid-segment consumers?
Well, the city is always considered as a mixed bag. I would say it cannot be defined as only luxury or mid-segment. When we categorize Noida and Greater Noida, there is another aspect of it which has come into the play, which is called Yamuna Expressway as well today.
Right.
So when we see this side of micro market of Delhi-NCR, which is Noida, Greater Noida and Yamuna Expressway, I would call it Noida will expect highest level of premiumness, and we term it as a luxury offering.
Okay.
So earlier, the luxury offering are being converted into uber luxury in very few products, and there are takers in today as far as the Noida market is concerned. When it comes to mid-segment, earlier it was said that the Greater Noida market is low and middle class community is going in. But with the price rise today, it is no more a low and middle class community. Today, Greater Noida demands somewhere around average price has become 10,000 rupees per square feet in Greater Noida. And in Noida, you will find the average price is around 15,000 rupees per square feet. Today, when we see the micro market of Yamuna Expressway, that is ranging between 8 to 10,000 rupees per square feet. So, at these price point, we will call it the affordability side of the real estate is depreciating or decreasing. Today, a common individual, it is very difficult for him to buy a property at these price point. So, the pricing correction may not happen. The market will become stabilized. There are strong economic indicators, and the market will stabilize around this price. Since the demand is too much to acquire and to own a real estate asset, preferably residential housing. So that continuity of a purchaser as a purchase behavior will continue in the year 2025 as well as it will go into 2026.
Okay.
Further increase in price point in these markets seems difficult. Not at all impossible, but seems difficult. We will say that the pricing will stabilize around this pricing, as I told you, with minor micro project correction of 1 to 3,000 rupees per square feet.
Okay.
But today, the new launches in Noida, are demanding somewhere around 20,000 rupees per square feet. You can see very clearly that it is a luxury segment which is emerging as far as the Noida real estate market is concerned.
Okay. So I just want to therefore add to that. I mean, is it a concern therefore that the development of the market is really kind of warped, and it's one-sided kind of development towards luxury and premium, and does it mean that the middle class, which was really the mainstay of the market, and it is the mainstay of housing demand any which way, is going to be left out, and there won't be enough for them?
Currently, when we see the price point, I am fully endorsing your viewpoint as far as the Noida market is concerned. However, there is a secondary market, also very large secondary market, which commands a lot of resale in Noida, old properties, existing offerings. So that middle class will continue to acquire those secondary real estate development in Noida, whereas the land acquisition cost today in Noida has gone so high that no developer can afford to launch a mid-segment or an affordable housing in Noida. Forget about Noida, even Greater Noida enjoys the same privileges. High input cost, high land cost. So the real estate is going away from the reach of a common middle class. So what is the offering for middle class? They have to see the surrounding areas. A lot of areas are available in Ghaziabad. A lot of areas are available in Yamuna Expressway, where the mid-segment population will find a product for themselves, look around their own budget constraints.
We are talking about the market development happening in a certain manner, where a large cross section of consumer segment probably may not find anything in the core city peripheral city areas, and we'll have to look at peripheral areas, as Deepak Kapoor ji is saying. Is this something that will end up building some sort of a bubble in the market where there's too much supply of luxury and premium started happening, and somewhere down the line, would there be a correction therefore that will come in place? Because fact remains that 70% of housing demand is a mid to affordable segment demand, right? And that's a big chunk of consumers, right? So are we risking too much as developers? Are you risking too much if you concentrate only on premium and luxury segments today?
I think in the times to come, we'll see fewer new launches because the price points, as you mentioned, are going to be a challenge for a lot of mid-segment buyers. They would definitely explore Ghaziabad and Yamuna for that matter, unless Yamuna also escalates to that price point. But I feel there is going to be a challenge going forward at this price point.
Okay.
Because as you mentioned, the scale of demand is going to come from that segment particularly. So luxury, I mean, price points is a definition for luxury, but at the same time, because the input costs are so high, henceforth, the affordability question mark still remains. So people will scout for, surrounding areas and move a little far from the city center.
Okay. सागर, नोएडा मार्केट में जो अब सप्लाई आ रही है और ग्रेटर नोएडा में जिस तरह की सप्लाई आ रही है, वो एक ही ट्रेंड को इंडिकेट करती है जो हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, जो कि प्रीमियम और लग्जरी हाउसिंग का ट्रेंड है रेजिडेंशियल सेगमेंट में. जो कमर्शियल डेवलपमेंट भी हो रहा है वो भी हाई एंड डेवलपमेंट ही है. तो आपके हिसाब से क्या ये बहुत एक तरफा काइंड ऑफ डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है जिससे फ्यूचर में क्राइसिस भी होने की उम्मीद है कि ऐसा बबल बन सकता है, क्राइसिस हो सकता है?
Market has completely shifted from this affordable segment to luxury segment. और ये हम अभी हाल ही में देख रहे हैं सारे चेंजेस जितने हुए हैं. There is a very high demand in last 2 or 3 years about the luxury segment. 46% से ज्यादा की डिमांड है आपकी आज के टाइम में, and the builder has already or they are in the verge of shifting it towards the high end luxury segment now. तो वो हम देख रहे हैं आज के टाइम में people have been spending a lot of money in any ways on the property. वो प्रॉपर्टी पे अपने एक अच्छा खासा अमाउंट लगा रहा है. वो नॉर्मल प्रॉपर्टी भी अगर आज के टाइम में बाय कर रहा था, ही इज स्पेंडिंग ऑलमोस्ट लाइक लेट्स सपोजिटली 70-80 लाख रुपीज इज ऑलरेडी स्पेंडिंग. और वो अगर एमिनिटीज के लिए, एक लग्जरी सेगमेंट के लिए, एक घर में जिसमें उसे जिंदगी भर रहना है, अगर उसके लिए वो कुछ पैसा और डालता है और वो लग्जरी अफोर्ड कर सकता है, तो वो बिल्कुल उस चीज की डिमांड आज के टाइम में हम देख रहे हैं. दैट्स द ओनली ऑब्जेक्टिव की जो बिल्डर भी जिस चीज को कैश ऑन कर रहे हैं. ये आज के टाइम में एक ट्रेंड चला लग्जरी सेगमेंट की तरफ, और वो ट्रेंड ऊपर की तरफ गया. ऐसा नहीं कि उसके मतलब न्यू लॉन्चेस हो रहे हैं लग्जरी सेगमेंट्स की तरफ और पीपल उनकी तरफ, लोग जो हैं, बायर्स जो हैं, उनकी तरफ इंटरेस्ट नहीं ले रहे. लोगों का पूरा इंटरेस्ट है. जितनी तेजी में एक लग्जरी सेगमेंट आता है, जितने बेटर प्राइस में एक लग्जरी सेगमेंट आता है, उससे ज्यादा तेजी में वो लग्जरी सेगमेंट बिक जाता है आज के टाइम में. तो जिस तरीके का ट्रेंड है, हैज बीन कंप्लीटली सक्सेसफुल आज के टाइम में. ऑब्वियसली ये ट्रेंड बिल्कुल आपका सही चल रहा है. हाँ, एक चीज जरूर ये चीज देखने वाली है कि जितनी तेजी से प्राइसिंग बढ़ाई गई है मार्केट के अंदर, जितनी तेजी से आपके रेट शूटअप हुए हैं, लोगों की पॉकेट उतनी तेजी से शूटअप नहीं हो पाई है पिछले 2-3 साल के अंदर. तो यस, माइट बी इन कमिंग फ्यूचर देयर माइट बी सम चैलेंजेस कि जितनी तेजी से लोगों की इनकम ग्रोथ नहीं है आज के टाइम में, उससे ज्यादा तेजी से प्रॉपर्टी की ग्रोथ हो रही है. तो फ्यूचर में ये चैलेंजेस जरूर थोड़े बहुत कहीं ना कहीं फेस करने पड़ सकते हैं कि एचएनआईज, आपके एनआरआईज और आपके एफ्लुएंट जो बायर्स हैं, उनके अलावा अगर हम एक नॉर्मल सेगमेंट की जब बात करेंगे, आपकी और हमारी बात करते हैं, तो वहां पे चीजें खरीदने में कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम्स फ्यूचर में फेस करनी पड़ सकती हैं. आज करंट में अगर हम देखते हैं तो ऑब्वियसली आपके जितनी भी आपके लग्जरी सेगमेंट है, उनकी उतनी ही तेजी से सेल होती है जितनी तेजी से लॉन्च होते हैं वो.
Okay. Mr. Kapoor, I wanted to touch upon the entire infrastructure, push that is happening in the market. And we, of course, know about Yamuna Expressway, Jewar Airport, FNG Expressway. There are a whole lot of things that are happening, metro extension. And the infrastructure push, of course, creates a organic demand out in the market. How much do you think this will aid to further expansion of this market, of Noida, Greater Noida micro market per se? And once probably if the airport is operational, would it lead to probably far more expansion, maybe higher price discovery? What could be the outcome of this entire push that is happening?
The outcome is always very positive, because what we say is the backbone of any real estate market is a strong infrastructure. A strong and a robust infrastructure always supports the real estate growth in any micro market, and that we have seen not only in Noida and Greater Noida, but across India. Yeah. Wherever the infrastructure has improved, the real estate market has improved considerably. So having said that, these are the robust indicators which allow a market to grow further. What is most important is when we see the demand of the real estate is still very high vis-a-vis the supply. What is happening is, the challenges is that if the price point has gone very high, so there will be a correction in the market, not in terms of sales going down, but there are different segments of market. So that's market segregation, market segmentation will happen. Noida, most of the luxury players will be operating in Noida zone. Mid-segment, people will go into Greater Noida, and affordable and mid-segment, people will explore Yamuna currently. And Ghaziabad, many more pockets are there where you find mid-segment developments are happening today. So that robust infrastructure will catalyst more further demand, because all the population will like to stay in a place where there is commuting from one place to another place has to be a very smooth. So people come from even far off places. If the infrastructure is well laid down, you see with the connectivity of metro, rapid rail going up to Meerut, So Meerut is also becoming a hotspot for real estate development. Besides Noida and Greater Noida. Besides Noida and Greater Noida. So to sum it up, infrastructure is the backbone and the catalyst of real estate growth. Since the demand already exists, that price segregation and the area segregation will happen. Noida price point will continue to remain stable around 20 to 25,000 rupees per square feet. So I still see there's a growth in coming years of 2025 and 26 because there are few launches which will happen in coming 2 quarters where we will see a surge in pricing of luxury offerings in Noida zone.
I also want to touch upon one more thing, staying with you, Mr. Kapoor, which is the commercial side of real estate. We have seen in other markets which are growing today in India, say Hyderabad, say Bengaluru, couple of newer micro markets of Mumbai metropolitan area. All these markets, or say markets of Pune or Ahmedabad, these markets are today fueled by a phenomena called global capability centers and data centers, and a lot of these things are now driving demand as well, and residential demand as well, because obviously it attracts a lot of employee base, right? Noida has always been pitched as a city, as an industrial city, and a city where there is of late has been a lot of effort to build IT and ITES related initiatives, right? So this entire development of some of these specific industries, stroke businesses. How do you see that happening, and how do you see that impacting the commercial side of real estate in these markets?
Well, it is happening very positively and very robustly. We see a growth trend in terms of office absorption in Noida market, which earlier used to be around 40 rupees per square feet. Now the ITES space leasing is going around 60 to 70 rupees per square feet, and the commercial estate, commercial office space is going between 80 to 125 rupees per square feet, which was unheard of in Noida market a couple of years back. So with the onset and establishment of industries, many commercial corporate houses, IT centers have decided to shift their base in Noida as well. Maybe front office or a back office operations, and you see a surge of leasing rentals going up in these micro markets as well.
Okay.
So just because of the government policies and robust infrastructure, many people are setting up their commercial shops, manufacturing bases in Noida, Greater Noida. Large size conglomerate are coming up and setting up their shops. To name few, something like Samsung, mobile manufacturing, Micro, Tech, Vivo, Oppo, and even Ayurvedic centers, announcement of a large-scale film city center and large-scale food establishment centers, food parks. So everything is coming into Noida and Greater Noida zone, including Yamuna Expressway. So this is offering a robust growth of commercial real estate and a different asset class of data centers, IT hubs, IT centers as well.
Okay. सागर, ये जो कमर्शियल रियल एस्टेट का साइड है नोएडा, ग्रेटर नोएडा का, आप इसमें क्या ट्रेंड देख रहे हैं अभी?
ऑब्वियसली आज की अगर हम मार्केट में देखते हैं तो बिल्कुल इस चीज के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा खासा गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से ध्यान दिया गया है. देयर इज अ डेवलपमेंट इन आईटी और इंडस्ट्रियल्स और डेटा सेंटर फॉर दैट मैटर. देयर हैव बीन certain privileges, there have been certain exemptions that have been provided to the market. आपकी डेटा सेंटर्स के अगर एक्सपेक्ट में हम लोग आज के टाइम में बात करते हैं तो 100% तक आपकी स्टैम्प ड्यूटी वेवर्स कर रखी हैं. 10 साल तक आपके 10 years के आपके इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के एग्जम्पशंस गवर्नमेंट ने दे रखे हैं. और अगर ये सब चीजें डेटा सेंटर्स में करी जाती हैं, देयर हैव बीन मेनी नेम्स. अभी हाल ही में आपके एनटीटी, एससीटी, आपका क्या कहते हैं अदानी ग्रुप का, आपका योटा का, आपका सीफी का, ये सारे के सारे आपके डेटा सेंटर्स बन रहे हैं. और इनॉग्रेशंस के लिए खुद आपके 1 या 2 में तो आपके अभी मतलब आपके योगी जी आपके खुद ही आपके इनॉग्रेट करके गए हैं. तो देयर हैव बीन great development in terms of IT, in terms of data center and industrial. यमुना एक्सप्रेसवे अगर हम आज के टाइम में देखते हैं तो there have been more than 10 or 12 industrial sectors जो कि एक साथ वहां पे डेवलप करे गए हैं. बड़ी बड़ी इंडस्ट्रीज वहां पे आज के टाइम में हम सेटअप होते हुए देख रहे हैं। बड़ी बड़ी वहां पे आपके आईटी पार्क्स की डेवलपमेंट्स चल रही है उन वाले एरियाज में। वहां पे रेट्स के अंदर आप अच्छे खासे सर्चेस देखेंगे। जो रेट्स आज से 3-4 साल पहले कुछ 10,000 या 10,000 से कम के पर स्क्वायर यार्ड के रेट्स में, मीटर के रेट में जो चलते थे, वो आज के टाइम में आपके 50,000 पर स्क्वायर मीटर तक पहुंचे हुए हैं। तो ऑब्वियसली इंडस्ट्रियल के अंदर, आईटी के अंदर, डेटा सेंटर्स के अंदर अथॉरिटी की तरफ से, गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से बहुत ज्यादा खासा ध्यान दिया जा रहा है। आपके एडा अथॉरिटी के ऊपर दे हैव बीन वेरी स्पेसिफिक टू दिस थिंग कि वहां पे रीसेल्स की ज्यादा प्रक्रिया ना बढ़े। वहां पे जो भी इंडस्ट्रीज हैं उनको सेटअप करके ही आगे रीसेल करी जाए। इस तरीके की अगर पॉलिसीज निकाली जाती हैं, अगर इस तरीके के दिमाग में अगर चीजें रखी जाती हैं गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा, तो ऑब्वियसली इन चीजों को, जितनी भी हम आज के टाइम में आईटी डेवलपमेंट देख रहे हैं, फ्यूचर में हमें उन चीजों में सर्च मिलेगा ही मिलेगा। और यमुना के ऊपर क्यों नहीं, उस वजह से आपके रीजंस होंगे डेवलपमेंट के। अगर वहां पे एक आईटी डेवलपमेंट होती है, किसी भी एरिया को सस्टेनेबिलिटी देने के लिए, किसी भी एरिया को ग्रोथ देने के लिए, आईटी आपकी और जितनी आपकी इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट है वो इकलौते रीजन है। आप आईटी और इंडस्ट्रियल निकाल दो एक शहर के अंदर से, एक शहर खत्म हो जाता है। तो एक आईटी और इंडस्ट्रियल जो है वो सबसे बड़े रीजन है किसी भी जगह को एक अच्छी एप्रिसिएशन देने के लिए, एक सर्च देने के लिए। और उस चीज में आज के टाइम में यूपी गवर्नमेंट खासा ख्याल रखती है।
ओके, ऑलराइट। Piyush, any thoughts on this entire development-led, industrial development-led planning for a city, and what could be actually implications of such an initiative on overall plan and supply ecosystem of the city?
I think for any city to grow, eventually, as he rightly mentioned, that you need industrialization or office spaces. So, abhi Noida, Greater Noida, या Yeda में भी, even as he was mentioning, the rates have gone so high that for any industry to even come up of a big scale is going to be a huge investment in land. So, कहीं ना कहीं वो एक डिट्रेंड भी है। मतलब इतनी शार्पली प्राइसेस इंक्रीज होना, इट्स नॉट ओनली फॉर डेवलपर्स, इवन फॉर अ इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट ग्रुप्स, इट इज very difficult to set up a shop. So I think there has to be a mechanism where vacant lands have to be converted into industry very fast, so that there is a accelerated development in all around. Because what will happen is, otherwise the industries are looking for land, but if the pricing is not correct, then they will shy away from Greater Noida or
that's bad economics. Yeah.
So in all, I think the entire ecosystems work well if this I'm telling from my industry perspective.
Sure.
So I just feel that the moment the prices of the industrial land goes up, everything around it also gets disturbed, because then the industries don't set up.
Right.
Though the data centers are still positive sign, because they don't need huge land parcels. Like they are in the megawatts, so they need they're power guzzlers, but they don't need like huge land parcels, so they can be built vertically. Whereas for manufacturing and other industries to come in,
you need large land parcels.
You need large land parcels, which in turn, if the costs are very high, then they are not feasible. So
okay, all right. Mr. Kapoor, you made a point about the green cover of Noida and Greater Noida, and I just wanted to touch upon that and sustainability, challenges and solutions also a bit, right? As these markets and micro markets are rediscovering themselves, and huge amount of construction activity and demand supply activities happening. What are the things that you're seeing in the areas of sustainability, of sustainable development? What are some of these initiatives that you foresee that are being implemented in these markets?
Well, as far as sustainability is concerned, not only the government is putting a lot of effort in maintaining green covers, whether it is real green or the green building. There are two aspects of it. One is a real green, making the infrastructure green, and another one is making the buildings green.
Yes.
So it is not only the government, but the developers are also doing their bit. And we at Ekradai, developers have a pledge to make a lot of green initiative in all our real estate offerings. So earlier, only few buildings were going for sustainable solutions and green buildings. But now, if you see, more than 75-80% buildings are going in for either gold rating or a diamond rating or a platinum rating of green sustainable development solutions in real estate, be it commercial real estate, residential real estate, data center. All are aspiring to offer sustainable and a green solution. So I would say it is not the option, but it is the way forward, and we all have to pledge to offer green and sustainable cities in terms of offering a future living spaces, a better place to live, work, and enjoy. So, as far as these initiatives are concerned, government has put certain statutory conditions which a developer needs to meet, but developer of their own are also offering and going in for a platinum rating. Like we developed a luxury housing called Gulshan Dynasty. So we went for a platinum rating of development in terms of sustainable solutions. So in today's market, lot of sustainable products and solution and services are available, where we see how can we uh, make use of the optimum utilization of resources in terms of energy utilization, in terms of water conservation, in terms of offering real green solutions, as well as using the material whose longevity is more, where the maintenance cost goes down, which ultimately benefits the end user and consumer in real estate. So we all are working in this direction, and every month you find a new change happening. And I think it is a very welcoming gesture, not only in these micro markets, but the pledge and the movement is across India. I can say for sure because I'm an active member of a CREDAI organization, where we see how across India we developers are taking great initiative and great effort in achieving the sustainable developments coming forward.
Yes, and just to give you a small statistics around it, India is ranked number 4 in the world in terms of LEED certified buildings today, right? Just after China, US, and one more country. So we have taken that leap, and I think this is something which is becoming a standard part of offerings now, and consumers also appreciating it. Absolutely. सागर, आप जो इंदिरा गांधी इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट के डेवलपमेंट के बाद जो फिलिप गुड़गांव मार्केट में आई थी, जो तेजी आई थी गुड़गांव मार्केट में, do you think same thing will happen once JR Airport opens to Greater Noida and Yamuna Expressway markets?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। आज के टाइम में जो डेवलपमेंट हम लोगों ने आईजीआई के आने के बाद गुड़गांव में देखी है, और बीट द्वारका सिटी एज वेल, दोनों जगहों पे आज के टाइम में आपके मेजर मतलब एप्रिसिएशन पैटर्न्स बने हैं। वहाँ पे मतलब इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेंसिटी हम बात करते हैं, इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट बात करते हैं, इन टर्म्स ऑफ आईटी डेवलपमेंट बात करते हैं, हर चीज में आपको बूम। और सिमिलर वे में आज के टाइम में हम यमुना एक्सप्रेसवे को देख रहे हैं। द नोएडा इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट इज समथिंग विच इज बिगर देन योर आईजीआई, मतलब इन टर्म्स ऑफ एरिया वाइज, साइज वाइज हम बात करते हैं, या फिर अगर हम लोग फुटफॉल वाइज बात करते हैं, ईयरली जितना हम एक्सपेक्ट यहाँ पे आज के टाइम में आईजीआई से कर रहे हैं, लगभग उतना से ज्यादा कहीं पे हम लोग बात आज के टाइम में नोएडा इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट की करते हैं। ऑब्वियसली उसका बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट आपका पड़ेगा। देयर आर वेरी क्लियर फैक्टर्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल हेयर आज के टाइम में। तो एक्वा लाइन आपकी आ रही है, आपकी पूरी की पूरी एक्वा लाइन के ऊपर आपका काम हो, उसके बाद एक्सटेंशन आपका यमुना एक्सप्रेसवे तक करा जा रहा है। तो बिल्कुल वहाँ पे बहुत सारे आपके रीजंस आज के टाइम में मौजूद हैं जो आपको कंप्लीटली एक रन फॉर योर मनी देंगे वहाँ पे एज कम्पेयर टू आईजीआई इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट।
Okay, all right. So in the end, I would like to just understand from each of you, starting with you, Mr. Kapoor. If you have to describe for our consumers, those who want to invest in, Noida micro market and Greater Noida micro market, if you have to give them one advice or tell them about what does the future hold from an ROI point of view, what would that advice be?
Well, my advice be that we have always seen over the years that real estate is always available. It all depends at what time of the cycle you want to invest in, and there is always a right time. What prohibits you is your pocket and your financial arrangement. Never overboard. Whatever your budget allows, just ensure that well within your budget, if your financial closure is there, you must buy a real estate. You may use it, or otherwise it will give you a lot of wealth in future.
Yeah. Okay. सागर, आपका क्या टेक है कंज्यूमर्स के लिए, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
आई बिलीव कपूर साहब ने बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग बात ऑलरेडी बोल दी है मैं एक दूसरी स्ट्रॉन्ग बात बोलना चाहूंगा, अपना पॉइंट एक रखना चाहूंगा कि आज के टाइम में एक बहुत बड़ा रियल एस्टेट रहा था जिसमें बहुत सारे लोगों को बिल्डर्स की वजह से कहीं ना कहीं बहुत सारी तरीके की प्रॉब्लम फेसेस करनी पड़ी हैं। और एक बहुत बड़ा पीछे बैकग्राउंड रहा है जिसमें हम काफी सारे प्रॉब्लम्स देखते हैं रियल एस्टेट में। सो आई पर्सनली बिलीव कि व्हेन वी हैव रेरा इन प्लेस तो हम उसका एडवांटेज जरूर उठाएं। बीइंग अ बायर, there are always every kind of documentations, legalities, paperwork, be it about the land, be it about the builder portfolio, या फिर layouts actual क्या हैं, या फिर उनके bifurcations क्या हैं, या फिर जिस भी तरीके से एक बायर उस लैंड को देखना चाहता है, उस बिल्डर को देखना चाहता है, वो सारी चीजें बिल्डर चाहते हुए या ना चाहते हुए रेरा पे जरूर डालता है। So not going blindly by the name of a builder or by the area or location or any offers, I would personally recommend कि आप जरूर एक बार रेरा पे जाके उसका बैकग्राउंड चेक करिए। आपको बहुत सारी चीजों की एक अच्छी नॉलेज मिलेगी जो आपको एक अच्छे डिसीजन तक जाने में मदद करेगी।
Okay. Piyush, any concluding remarks from you?
I think always look at the product. Eventually, what you're buying into is what matters. So always do a deep study on product because now there are so many varieties of products that are available.
Right.
So if you study it well, I think you'll make the right decision.
Okay. All right. So viewers, here it is. Our expert panel believes that Noida and Greater Noida market is poised for strong growth in the decade to come. The price discovery has happened, and we'll see more and more products being launched around these prices, or probably slightly more prices. We do see a headroom for price appreciation as well. So ROI is also a proposition that you can look at. There's no wrong time to enter real estate, as we always say. Every time is the right time. And with the kind of supply that is coming, with the way infrastructure is developing, with the way industrial development is being planned, and the growth of overall Indian economy poised to grow from $4 trillion to $10 trillion and beyond, will all give the required fillip to these two micro markets. So if you're looking at investing or buying in these two markets, the time is now. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Keep watching MBTV and don't forget to subscribe, like and share.